Hey babe, it's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Now let's have a quick chat. First up on the quick chat is Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. Keisha made an announcement last night letting everyone know that she will no longer be seeking re-election for her position as mayor. She says that it is time to pass the baton on to someone else, noting that this is why there are elections every 4 years. She also goes on to speak on the many challenges that the city had been through over the last 3 years, including a crippling cyber attack and a federal investigation that she inherited from the previous administration. Not to mention, she's just been through a whole lot with the pandemic as a whole, trying to keep people safe and people wanting to go out and do whatever it is that they want to do, being completely negligent. And when she tried to put certain laws and rules and ordinances in place, you had the governor pushing back on that, saying absolutely no. Whatever she tried to do, he was completely against it. She tried to do the best that she could in the position that she was given. And unfortunately, she's overwhelmed and she's tired. This woman is married, she has children, and I think she wants the rest of her good years to be focused on her family and not so much as over here dealing with these folks in Atlanta that don't know how to deal. It's like every single thing that Keisha tried to do for the city, people push back. Any little thing that happened in the city, they blamed Keisha. Like a lot of the car break-ins, a lot of robberies, a lot of things that were going on in the city, they blamed Keisha. So I'm looking forward to you guys getting a new mayor and the same situations happening as they have happened so many years before her. And I cannot wait to see how you guys are going to take those same things and dump them off on that next mayor as though they're the problem, when you need to look around some of the people in your own community, because it could actually be them and probably even you that is the problem. Okay, yeah, what about your own neighborhood watch? Those are just my thoughts on that, but I don't blame her for wanting to move on. I slick hope she ends up getting a position with Biden and his administration. I don't know if it's too late for that. I don't even know if that's something that she would want. She may just want to take a break as a whole, but I'm glad she made the announcement to say that she will not be running for another re-election. I do believe we have another candidate. I believe her name is Felicia, and some other guy that's going to be running. It was said a few months ago that, you know, Felicia was going to try and run, and she was going to run and be very vindictive when it came down to Keisha. So I think Keisha probably was just like, if that had anything to do with it, Keisha probably was just like, I'm not going to play this with you, girl. You want it, honey, you can have it. You can have this mother. I don't even want it, girl. What is that? Here, girl, come get it. It's for you. So we'll just see how things are going to go for the city of Atlanta. All I have for you guys is good luck, and we're going to go ahead and move on. Well, according to Billboard, it looks like Herbal will be facing yet another federal charge for lying to the federal investigators. They're saying that the rapper Herbal is in more legal trouble in connection with an alleged scheme to use stolen credit card information to pay for a lavish lifestyle. Now, a few months ago, he definitely got locked up due to this, and he ended up being released. Thank God. He used the excuse of his current girlfriend Tiana being pregnant. I believe she was 4 months pregnant at that time, and looks like she's about to be due at any moment. He used that as an excuse for him to be able to get out of jail, which they let him out, and now we see that he's being charged yet again for another lie. So to me, it seems as though they're going to try and book him on anything that they can. They're finding charges after charges. They're coming up with whatever they can come up with. And I really hope he has a really good legal team, because in my opinion, when I see this, I'm like, baby, they're trying to make sure they put enough charges on you for you to get locked up for something. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and move on so I can read more to you guys. So in December, Herbal was among 6 people, including his promoter, Antonio Strong, who was indicted for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He pleaded not guilty to that particular situation there. Authorities say the suspects used text messages, social media messages, and emails to share account information taken from dark websites for trips on private jets, exotic car rentals, yacht charters, luxury vacation rentals, and even designer puppies. Designer puppies? Okay, Okay. Now, due to G Herbal making these false statements, they're saying that it could carry up to 5 years in prison just for lying. So as it pertains to the lie that the federal agent is alleging that G Herbal told, he's saying that G Herbal falsely said he never provided Antonio Strong, which happens to be his promoter, any money. He said that he never received anything of value from Strong and had no direct relationship with Strong. So now he's at a place where he's lying about even knowing Strong or having any dealings with Strong as a whole. So that's why they're adding that extra charge on him. And ain't no telling what else they're going to come up with that he may have lied about while they were trying to interview him and get more questions while he was in custody. No telling what else they're going to try and find. But in my opinion, I really do believe that they're trying to find any single thing so that they can go ahead and make sure that he faces some time, period. That's what it sounds like to me. They on his ass. That's all that I capture. But if you guys have any more details regarding this situation of Jibo and the federal charges that he just recently received, you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I'm going to go ahead and move on. Next up, let's talk about Dr. Ian Smith. Dr. Ian Smith was a part of one of the biggest weight loss shows. I believe it was Biggest Loser or something like that. He's played a role in helping individuals and celebrities lose a ton of weight. I believe he got the chance to go on to Karen Hunter's show, which is like a podcast, and I believe he probably was promoting his latest book. But while he was there, he got on the subject of, I guess, like discrimination with a talk show that happens to be hosted by a black woman. Now, he gave some hints, but he would never come out and be very direct about who it is he was talking about. So he played the guessing game with Karen Hunter, so she had to figure out who he was talking about without saying who it was he was talking about. And when I looked in the comments of some of, on social media, a lot of people was like, oh, I thought we direct when we talk about people. Well, I thought we at who we talking about and stuff. And it's like, well, if you don't want to be sued, you don't do that. But if you don't mind, then please go ahead and defame their character. They would appreciate it, and I'm sure the network would as well. So no, he did not come out and say her name, but in the comments, everybody was able to kind of pinpoint who he was talking about. So let me read a little bit of dialogue that took place on that particular interview so you guys can understand. Dr. Ian says there's a talk show with an African-American host with an African-American executive producer that has said to publicists, do not pitch us your black clients. We are not a black show. Pitch us your white clients. We don't want to be looked at as a black show. He added, however, this show will continue to bring on black experts when they do something salacious or when they're in the headlines for doing something bad. Then they'll bring black people on to talk about it. Dr. Ian goes on to say that it's very important that we hold black shows accountable just as we would white shows. He also goes on to say, I'm putting this show on blast because when white shows and white hosts don't let us on, we criticize them. But the same criticism should be held for black hosts that try to keep us off of their shows as well. So he's pretty upset about that. I completely understand it. I think everybody should be held to a standard. And I think as a black person, for you to say, oh, we're not a black show, why is that even in your head? If you even out and you diversify the people that you have on your show, then they won't look at you as though you are a black show. I don't think anybody looks at Wendy like she's a black show, but let's be honest, that's the only time people really tuning in to shows, when you have us on them anyway. So I don't really appreciate that. Like, you want the same opportunity as somebody else is looking for. The same opportunity that you have now, you saw somebody else get it, and so now you want it. Oprah made room for you so that you can have your show, so now make room for other people to elevate as well. So I don't really like that as far as black people, allowing black people to elevate as well. So I didn't really appreciate that. I didn't really like to hear that. I don't know what's fact from false. I'm not really sure, but I'm only going off of what Dr. Ian is saying. I would not be surprised, to be honest. I am kind of shocked at Tamron Hall a bit. I'm not fully familiar with her to know how her mental is and what she thinks, but I wouldn't have expected that coming from her talk show. Now, she has yet to come out and say anything. I have not seen anything being reported where she's spoken out against the allegations, because he did not say her name, but everybody was able to put two and two together and identify that it was Tamron Hall that he was referring to. So You know, it's unfortunate, but thank God for these other outlets, right? He may not have been able to go on a Tamron Hall, but thank God for these other outlets like a Karen Hunter show, these other podcasts that are out here giving people platforms so that they can come on and talk and promote whatever the projects are that they're working on. So shout out to them. And I love the avenue that media has taken. Now, it's not like you have to go to a particular radio show to get your stuff out. You don't have to go to a particular talk show all the time to get your stuff out. There are other up and coming, whether it's YouTubers, podcasters, new blog companies. There are so many other ways now to get out what you're working on in your next project, that you don't have to always go the average route of what people were required to go through years ago. So I do like that. So thank God he has other avenues that he can go out there, and people would love to have him on their show. And it's not, oh, we don't want to be looked at as a black show or a black network. But guess what? Here's the gag. You still black. Okay, you still black, ma'am. Even if you are a black host with white guests, you still gonna be looked at as a black show because you're a black woman. So I mean, and that's what I think, in my opinion. Wendy got her show. I look at it, that's a black show to me. You can bring on as many white people as you want, but the host is black. When Oprah came on, to me, that's a black show. Oprah, she's black. Steve Harvey, to me, it's a black show. He's black. It don't matter how many white people you invite. Girl, I'm still gonna look at it like it's a black show, okay? What was the lady named Sally? I can't remember Sally's last name when she used to come on TV. Sally. Used to love Sally little talk show. Sally, white show. White. She's a white woman. Ricky Lake, white show, white woman. But when Ricky Lake really got to popping, honey, it was because them black folks was on there. Let's be very clear. Jerry Springer, white show. Don't matter how many black guests he brought on there, white show. However, it turned up when you had black people on there, okay? So same thing with Maury Povich, okay? See, now y'all got me running through all of them because I'm really feeling a way about this. That's a white show. It's a white host, okay? But when he brought black people on there, that's when people was truly tuned up in. Let's be very clear. So whoever said that over there at her camp, like, yikes, I hate it for you, but I'm kind of glad that he spoke out about it and put y'all on blast so people can hop in your comments and people can check y'all, okay? And get you together accordingly, because at some point you're gonna wish you had enough black people on your show. But again, like he said, I believe that, you know, she only brings black people on. I don't watch Tamron Hall show to know, but I can believe that her people may only bring in black people when something salacious or whatever is going on, you know. So it is what it is, you know. Just keep going out there trucking. If you can't get on one show, go find somewhere else, okay? There are many doors, okay? What they say, if you can't go through the front door or the back door, find you a window, okay? Do what it is you got to do. But either way, Dr. Ian, good luck. Next up, let's talk about Mena and her feud with Wendy Williams and everybody, okay? Now, Mena took to social media to let everyone know that she is expecting her second child. She and her husband, Safari. Safari posted a photo saying, but who would want a perfect love anyway, right? Just saying that, yeah, we know we have our issues, but I'm happy we're welcoming our second child. Now, let me go back a little bit. At one point, I believe earlier this year, Safari and Erica were kind of getting into it. Actually, it really started back last year when some things happened that Safari did, and I believe he bought her a ton of roses and she smashed all the roses and stuff on the ground, and then I think he ended up buying her some more, and then months after that we see that he's saying, oh, this is a terrible marriage, I made a mistake or something like that. He didn't want to be married to her, and then she started calling him out for going to social media and saying the things that he was saying and all this other stuff. But I guess they made it up with that big schlong that thing be singing over there with Safari, okay? I guess that DIC can just make up for anything, honey. So obviously she must have hopped on it, and she ended up getting pregnant from it, okay? And now here it is, they're about to welcome their second child. Well, she thought that social media was gonna be like, yes, girl, this is awesome. Oh my God, you're gonna have another beautiful baby girl. I'm so happy for you guys. Whoop-de-whoop, this is cute. No, ma'am, that's not what happened, okay? They start dragging her. It's like, okay, if this is what you want to do, okay, he just said that you was not a great mate. He hated that he was married to you. Your husband just dragged you, but here it is, you trying to be pregnant by him again. Then, okay, girl, and you want us to be happy for you? We're not really happy. So people start clowning her. She takes to social media to do a video and talk about how miserable people are and all this other stuff and how negative they are. And I'm like, no, ma'am, actually, you're miserable. You're the one miserable, okay? Actually, you're the one that's negative, okay? We wouldn't know nothing if y'all would not bring anything to us. You have brought enough to us to let us know though that you are miserable and your marriage is full of negativity. We're not saying you guys don't have good moments, which we sure you do, you know. We sure, but I'm starting to believe that the bad outweighs the good at this point. But okay, you're welcoming another child, honey. Good luck. So when Wendy Williams got news of this information, Wendy took to her show and she had a few words that she wanted to share with Erica Mena. Now, Wendy Williams gave her 2 cents after she saw the video of what Erica was posting about people being negative. Wendy says, we're not trying to do anything. You're the one putting it out there, Erica. You and Safari. I don't really know you much, Erica, but I do know Safari enough, and you all need to stop fighting and threatening divorce so much. And you all need to grow up and grow into being parents. And if you're not going to want to be married, then get a divorce and co-parent. Now, also, Wendy did say that Erica looked beautiful. She said that she looked really great. All of that, she definitely gave Erica the compliments that she deserved. But Erica obviously did not like anything Wendy had to say, because this is what Erica said. Erica says, at this point, let's link up so I can beat your ex-husband and do a good enough job. Erica, you've been in DV situations yourself. The audacity of you. And the way you was around there throwing them motherfucking roses and stuff and smashing glass all over the damn house, I would think that you is in a DV situation right now. So for you to try and take that and throw it up in another woman's face when she tries to give you a compliment and give your advice that obviously you do not know how to take, you are the problem. Okay? And you will forever be the problem. And actually, as much as I've been a fan of yours when you first came on to Love and Hip Hop, you came on to the show as a problem. And you have yet to been able to escape that part of yourself, which is sad. Erica also goes onto her Twitter and says something like, well, whatever your opinion is of me is your opinion. It doesn't affect me. Well, obviously it did, and obviously it does. And yes, you are 1000% bothered. You were so bothered by your comments that you decided to go to social media to address people and assume that people are living on floors and that they can't keep a man, but you and your man are arguing every which way. That's your own husband, and he's saying that his marriage is terrible and he wants to leave, but you're talking about other women. Okay, then Wendy Williams gave you a compliment, talked about how beautiful you are, gave you a compliment, and then gave you some grown woman advice, and you couldn't take it. And the sad part is what you did take from that message, you took the negativity instead of taking the good things of what she had to say about you. So yes, whatever one's opinion is of you, it definitely affects you, and you show your hand and your cards every single time, you know. But that's you, and that's your relationship, and that's your pregnancy. We definitely wish you a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby and all of that good stuff. But either way, honey, good luck. And that's really all that I have. That's all I got to say about everything on the quick chat today. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below on what you thought about everything that I had to say today on the quick chat. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.